Welcome to Let Freedom Ring. My guest this week, Hannah Vega. Hannah, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Dan.
Yeah, no, pleasure to have you. Let's get to know you just a little bit here. Where are you from? Where'd you grow up?
I am from Manchester, New Hampshire, and I have lived there my whole life, and I still live there.
Oh, very nice.
Yes.
Now, I always ask this question because, you know, I played a lot of high school sports back in the day. What high school did you go to?
I went to West, but then I graduated from MST in the PASS program. I did 1 year of lacrosse at West.
Oh, okay. What's that? What's their mascot again?
The Knight.
The Blue Knights. Is it Blue Knights? Okay.
Yeah, true.
And we just played across from Trinity High School, which there's so many high schools in Manchester.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think there's 3 in Nashua, 4 or 5 I think in Manchester.
If you count Trinity, that would be 4, because it would be Memorial, Central, West, and Trinity.
Okay, awesome. Now, getting to know you as well. What are 3 things that everybody should know about you?
Well, okay, I took notes, so.
Hey, that's always
in
good.
review of my notes, I am very stubborn. I am set in my ways. I am a morning person.
Really?
You may have noticed that.
Okay.
In Canaan.
Kane and I probably was too hungover to remember, but
Yep.
yeah, you probably were awake for all of us then.
Yeah. Yep,
Okay.
I was. I am friendly and approachable, but sometimes I RBF a lot, and I think people think I'm unapproachable because of that. Like, example, I was with Mel, and I was showing her a webinar I had done,
Yeah.
and I was like, ooh, I don't look friendly. So, yeah, and then you've seen Ed, he gets those crazy pictures of it, so that's something people should know about me, that it's just the face. I don't know.
No, I've never felt that way about you. I think we've known each other since the 4th of July game last year.
Yep.
So for a while now. When you say you're stubborn, is there any examples that have happened that you're like, yeah, I'm being stubborn right now?
So, yeah. This summer I bought a new television.
Okay.
It was big. It was 70 inches. And I was hell-bent on mounting that myself. And I did, with a little help from my daughter.
Okay.
And yeah, I put that bracket up, and I was like, okay, this is actually a funny story. I did I hung from it, I'm like, okay, it's in the wall. And then I didn't have enough clearance from the ceiling to actually hook the TV up there. So then I had to move it down. And 70-inch, I don't have a big wingspan, so that was very hard. And all over it said, not one person. Two person. I was like, nope, I'm doing it. I ended up with bruises all down my thigh because I kept resting the TV on it. Like, it didn't hurt at the time. I was like, oh, no. So, yeah. The story ends with this. I had a portable air conditioner box. It was about 4 feet tall. So I got it up on there. And then I had a case of Bang, and I got it up on there. And from there, I could easily just hook it. So I just had my daughter stabilize it while I screwed it in, and it's still hanging.
Hey, that's what matters. I've never mounted a TV so that's just, it's like stuck. So it's like on the wall at that point, right?
Yeah, I got one with a really long arm so I can move it all around.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. All
But
right.
if you ever need help.
Yeah,
I'm your
I
girl.
usually just put them on a shelf, or actually there was a while there, I hate to admit this, in my bedroom I had a TV just on a chair. Like on a wooden chair, and that's how
Sounds safe, Dan.
Yeah, very safe. Now, sticking with the theme of the show, which I always say I should put this on a T-shirt because we are Let Freedom Ring, so we ask this a lot. We just had an election the other day, but what does it mean to you to be an American? Loaded question, I know.
Well, I'm going to digress from that question and just say tomorrow's Veterans Day, and I want to thank all the veterans out there.
Me as well, yes.
You are the people that let us remain Americans.
No, I like that. That's true, and that's why we do the Tough Ruck every year. You know, it gives back to Gold Star families, and our veterans are, our lifeblood to this country. So, no, good answer. But yes, tomorrow is Veterans Day. Are you working tomorrow?
I am not.
Yeah, me neither. So we'll see. We'll have to do something. But We want to talk about this because you've had a fitness journey where you lost a lot of weight. Almost don't even look like the same person. And we kind of put that in the pictures that we promoted the show with. How did you decide that you wanted to get healthier?
So I think everyone wants to get healthier, but we just have obstacles. So I was very active growing up. I played soccer all the time, softball all the time, sports. It was just nonstop. And then I had an active job, and then when I was 20, I got a desk job. And so that really caught up with me. And then it was not a good job. It's customer service. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a job, but there's hard days. And so you just, sometimes it brings you down, and then like family stuff happens and there obstacles. So it kind of like went up and down for a while, but it really started, I think, right after I had my daughter, because when I was pregnant, I had gestational diabetes, and so they put you on a low-carb diet and stuff, and I actually lost weight during pregnancy, and I tried to keep with that, and I tried to lose more weight before I had my son, because I didn't want to have it again, and I didn't. And from there, I became more active, just walking more and just being more conscious of it, but then I gained a little bit back on because I went to third shift.
Okay.
And that was tough because you're just tired all the time. You don't sleep, you don't want to exercise, you just crave sugar because you're tired. And that really disrupted things. Also your mood too. Yeah.
I will say third shift, I did it in college. That was the only time actually, I did it later in life at one point too, but it's brutal. You get out at like 7 o'clock in the morning and you want to go to bed, but you also want to go eat like dinner or something like that. You know what I mean? So it's because if you're on a normal schedule, right, you get out of work and like you have time to hang out. Third shift, it's like, well, what do I do?
Right.
There's nobody even around.
I did a series of third shift, I think, 3 separate times.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then in 2017, I was playing softball, co-ed softball, where Trinity is that field now, the old field, and I tore my ACL.
Oh, no. Okay.
I was pretty overweight then.
Yeah.
And getting it back together and going to physical therapy and all that, and them telling me that the reason why you get hurt like that is because you're not conditioned to do those things and you overdo it. And doing just the physical therapy, I started getting back in shape there. And there was like a stressful moment at that lifetime. After physical therapy, I decided that I didn't want to be married any longer. So that was very stressful too. So it was almost like it was bad. It was not a good place at all. So I would just get messages over messages, and it'd just be like pure panic. Like I was always hitting the panic button. Like I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, and I dropped a lot of weight then. Not healthy.
Not the way,
Yeah.
the way you want to do it.
And so I saw this advertisement for a 10-week challenge.
Okay.
And it didn't really say what it was, and it just like wanted you to go in there. So I went in there, and it sounded like a good idea, and it turned out to be at a CrossFit gym.
Okay.
So essentially, I was learning 10 weeks of CrossFit, and a lot of that was how to do proper form, not get hurt, things like that. And I got very fit then. Yeah. And so that was really where that real fitness journey started. And that was it was a great program because it was very accountable. We were all in a group together. We all trained together. And then like grocery shopping, you would take pictures of your food and send it in. And they told us like how many cups of carbs and how many proteins, things like that. And I lost my train of thought on this.
No, it does sound like it's like I've heard about this community before.
Yeah.
I've never been to CrossFit, but it seems like everybody kind of works off each other a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, which CrossFit gym were you at? Because I know there's a lot. Like,
Sorry, just to go back to the diet part.
yeah.
So during that, you could just tell such a difference in how your energy is. Your skin was better, your hair was better, like sleeping better, just like everything just fit together. And I went to True Peak,
Okay.
which recently got ripped down.
Okay.
So I don't know
No
what
longer.
happened. But it became like a community there.
Yeah, I've always noticed that. Like I have friends in CrossFit. I've never done CrossFit, but I've seen a lot of people have a lot of enjoyment with it. I don't know if it's a dying thing though. Like there was a point, because what year was this that you probably started going there?
2018.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because I know like even 10 years ago, I felt like that was like when it was starting to peak. And then, there's still gyms around, but I've known some other gyms that have closed, but it's always a competition, any kind of business that you have.
Yeah, and they all intertwine with each other and they go from gym to gym. So, yeah, it was fun, but it does take a toll on your body. So I think a lot of people are more aware of that too. And maybe that's why it's dying down. I'm not sure. Or probably COVID recovery
Yeah.
because those gyms are small.
Yeah, we've had a lot of guests. We had Gina Cravady on the show. She's a strong woman competitor,
Hmm.
and she was like, "Yeah, COVID really hurt, like what they were doing at the time." But it seems like it's getting back to it. What are some of the biggest changes that this has made in your life?
Um, a lot of different changes. So, uh, you definitely are more aware of things, I'd say.
Okay.
Definitely more self-aware, but you're more aware of what you put into your body, what your output is, mental clarity. There's so many changes that happened when I got healthier. I used to have migraines. I don't have those anymore. I sometimes have sleeping issues now, but they used to be way worse. I was sick a lot. I would get colds a lot. I was just like not healthy.
Yeah.
I was depressed, stuff like that. So I think a lot with fitness is just, not with fitness, with getting healthy, is just a lifestyle change. And for me personally, I like to prioritize myself because if I'm not healthy and mentally healthy, I'm not going to be good for anybody. I'm not going to be a good worker. I'm not going to be a good daughter. I'm not going to be a good mother. So I think that is important. So my strategy is I work out every morning and I enjoy the group classes.
Okay.
So that's more accountability. I'm not going to slack off because, I don't like when people say slack off at the gym because you're there. Like
Yeah.
you're probably doing more than 50% of the world or even more than that.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes you just have to modify stuff based on how you're feeling because you don't want to push yourself too hard and get hurt. So that 1 hour in the morning is my hour. No one can bother me. I can be in my zone. I get it done with. I don't have to worry the whole day about when I'm going to go to the gym.
No, I've never ever, like, now, I don't work out like I used to. There was a point before I tore my rotator cuff, I used to work out all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Probably to the point that that's how I hurt myself. But could never do the morning. Could never. Like, so I applaud you for that because that's like the hardest thing to do. Where are you going now? Like, what's the group like there? Is it similar to CrossFit or is it a little different?
Yes and no. So from CrossFit, I stopped going there and I went to group classes at a place called Fortitude. They're
Okay.
still open. I think they're on Canal Street. And that was fun. And then from there, they have a spin cycle there for Fort Cycle. And so I did a ton of spin classes, like sometimes 2 a day, like all the time. I would get out of third shift, I'd go to spin class, and I'd go home. I'd wake up, I'd go to spin class, cook dinner, all that, yeah, go take a nap. And I kind of plateaued at spin class because it's not weight training, it's just cardio.
Yeah, can you explain? Because people at home might not know this, and I think I know what it is. I've heard of spin.
Mm-hmm.
What exactly is it?
So if you've seen a Peloton, that is a spin bike.
Okay.
Have you heard of Soul Cycle?
I have not, no.
Okay. You must have seen Peloton commercials where they have the instructor and then all the class.
When commercials come on,
Okay.
So, yeah.
At Fort Cycle, where that studio is, it's a very dark room. So they have lighting that the instructor, they changed the lights based on the music, and it's just a very like dark, nice place where you're not feeling like everyone's staring at you. You're just comfortable. You really get in the zone. They're great there at telling you how to like set up your bike and how you should be feeling, like make sure you're pushing your knees in and all that, and flat feet and all that, and it's great. And I really enjoyed that. But then I did plateau there, and I was like, I need to make some changes. So I had a friend that was going to spin class and left there, and I talked to them, and they're like, yeah, I'm going to Orange Theory now.
Oh, okay.
And
I've
then
heard
I
of it,
tried
yes.
that, and I was just hooked. And that is a community place too. It's fun, and everyone knows each other, no matter what time you go. There's accountability there too. And when I went there, I noted this here, the first 5 months, I went from 25% body fat to 18.7.
Oh, wow.
That's a 6.3%. Yeah, I was cut. So, yeah. Also, at that time, I found out I had a gluten allergy.
Okay. And we do have a
So,
question about that.
That
coming
was
up.
a game changer
Yeah.
because diet completely changed. So at CrossFit, they told you when you're shopping and stuff, if it did not grow from this ground or walk on this ground, you're not buying it. Like all the processed stuff, no, did not fly. So a lot of that with eliminating gluten had to do that. So you get a carb of rice, a potato, something like that, meat and veggie. And I meal prep. I'm always have prep food because if I don't, I'll just get hangry and eat whatever.
Yeah.
And that's not good. So having something ready to go is good. And especially for work, I get it all prepped all the night before, snacks, everything. So you're not going to the store, Dunkin's or anything like that.
It probably saves you money in a way too.
It does.
To like not just be, Bobby, my brother's into meal prepping now.
Mm-hmm.
Literally said on Sunday, I don't know if I can make the Patriots game to come watch with you guys. I got a meal prep. I go, okay, all right, Bobby, whatever.
Crock pot.
What's the most difficult part about all this since you did make the changes?
Difficult part. I think keeping consistency, because it's very easy to get sidetracked and obstacles again. So you could have something going on, you could get hurt, you could have a family issue. So that's important to me, is keeping consistency. There are some negative mental side effects from something like this.
Okay.
So like body dysmorphia is definitely a thing. I will look in a mirror and I'll be like, okay. And then I look at a picture, I'm like, that's me. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, and sometimes I'm like, whoa, like, I don't know, it's just weird. And then like some social stuff too. Like you're just more aware of like people noticing you, I guess. I don't want to sound like conceited, but people treat you different when you're overweight versus not.
Okay.
It's definitely that. And stuff people say to you kind of gets to you, because like I've explained, this kind of started because of, unhealthy weight loss because of a family issue. And like I've had people, I'll show them a picture of then and now, and they're like, you're so lucky. And I don't like that word.
You're like, no, I worked for it. Yeah.
And yeah. Some people are nice about it, like, oh, I thought you were always like this. And I was like, I was for a while, but yeah.
Well, no, it shows that people can bounce back, and that, but it's not easy.
No.
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 I remember when we were talking to Katie, and I said, "Oh, we got to talk about this. This is a story here,
Mm-hmm.
And so I commend you for that, honestly.
Thanks.
What is your favorite part about this different lifestyle?
The energy. Yeah, it's so different. I've made more friends this way. Because you're more active. I'm just go, go, go. And some days it's good, some days it's bad. But yeah, it's just different. Like I was able to get off antidepressants. And yeah, it's so different. You're just healthier all around. Like I said, I was getting sick and everything. And
awesome.
great.
Awesome. And overall, like, you just feel better, more confident in yourself and everything like that, kind of?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you don't, sometimes you do. Depends on the situation.
All right, awesome. Because I do want to go into this because, like you said, you got off. You're on antidepressants. You got off them. How has it helped with like your overall mental health?
Amazing. Yeah, it's crazy. I was so negative before. I mean, I still have days where I'm negative and like I'm so mean to myself, but I recognize and say that. Stop being mean to yourself. Yeah. Yep. So it's so different. That like when you're in the zone, you're in the zone, and then when I get out of the gym, I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I've gone the wrong way home. Like,
Oh yeah.
oh, like I should not be driving right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, oh. And you go out of there, you look like you've just been through like a twister. Yeah.
That's awesome. I got to ask this now. What would you say someone that is having some weight issues and they want to do the same as you? What would you, let's just say we go back to Hannah 7-10 years ago. What would you tell that person?
So I definitely took note of this one. Hold on. You need to plan. Your backup plan needs to have a backup plan. You need to recognize that there are going to be obstacles. It's better beforehand to plan out how you're going to deal with those. So if it's childcare, if it's money, if it's you're on vacation, something like that, it's definitely okay to have a bad day, a bad week, or a bad month. You can start over the next day. You have a lot of fresh starts. It probably would take a while to find the right activity for you and the right activity level. So I found my favorite thing right now, and that's Orange Theory, it's a HIIT workout. So we do 20 minutes on a treadmill, 20 minutes on a water rower, and 20 minutes on a weight floor.
When you say water rower, like, how's that? Like, if they're simulating, like, rowing in a boat, or?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, versus like a fan one. That they would have those at CrossFit gyms.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, I think that's just a hard thing though. But there's obviously a lot of people probably going through what you were going through that need to know that like it can be done.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's gonna still, even now, I'll gain 15 pounds and up and down, and it happens.
No, I hear you. I got to get back into it. Once I tore my rotator cuff, I kind of, because I was very big into weight lift. I would say I loved lifting weights more than anything cardio-wise at all.
Mm-hmm.
But now I realize it's like, okay, I can't get hurt again. So I might have to follow your path here. You know?
I would recommend TRX.
Okay.
But I'm not a medical professional or a fitness coach or any certified anything.
Yeah.
But if you're hurting, I have one. I love it. I use it like for stretching too. It's great. Doesn't take up much room.
I've actually thought about this, and I'm not even kidding. Yoga possibly being something. Just like as I noticed is, we play a lot of softball, and like there'll be days I wake up and I'm like, why am I like I didn't get hurt? Why am I so sore? Like, so probably because I don't stretch either.
Adam loves yoga.
Does he?
Yeah.
All right.
You can go and smell his smelly feet all day.
I'll pass on that one, but I would do yoga with him. I want to get to the fan questions because you had a bunch here, so we want to talk about them. Oh. And first one from Richard Bates, and this is a good question. How is balancing work, mom, life enhance your softball time? That's a lot of stuff to yeah, I'm not sure what that meant. Or enhance your softball time. I think he's asking because you have to do all these things. Does that make it more enjoyable when you get to play softball?
Absolutely. I mean, what's better than softball? Yeah. Softball is my number 2 activity. My priority is Orange Theory is like my main, and then softball is like my side piece. So, yeah.
No, I get that. But how is I mean, I guess I will have a follow-up question. Single mom, life, work, being able to play softball, how do you balance it all?
Takes a village, Dan. My father's amazing. He lives very close to me, and he helps out if I need him. In a pinch, like I have a neighbor upstairs I've known since first grade. If she needs to check on my kids or whatever, I got them on camera. I'm yelling at them in the camera sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
and then like, yeah, my dad will take them out all the time and stuff. So there's definitely balance, and it's a split schedule too. So it's not like I have them all the time.
No, and that's tough. I mean, I applaud I'm not a parent, so I applaud all parents on that. And my brother Mike, my youngest brother, is now going through that. He's learned, well, Kara's only like, she was born in June. But now he's starting to be like, I can't do all the things I want to do anymore.
Right. So I get my hour in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm good. I did have to cut back a little bit on softball in the fall, though, because I started school back up. So
Yeah,
yeah.
that's true. And you're also going for your MBA at the same time.
Yeah.
So not just work, mom life, it's school as well. Now, how old are your kids right now?
8 and 11.
Okay.
My son will be 9 next month. Or no, this month.
Okay. All right. They're getting up there. So.
They're like as tall as me already.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's how my nephew Brady is. Like, I feel like he's going to be taller than all of us. I just got to get him. He likes basketball and swim. Not a softball, baseball guy, but he likes what he likes. Now, Melissa Amato had a bunch of questions for you, and we just want to address this first. Derek Dolan posted, one per customer. Derek, we love you. We love your support. We here at Let Freedom Ring do not limit how many questions somebody can ask on the show. We appreciate the support of our fan base, so we do not do that. Now, are there times that we might run out of time to ask the question? That's possible, but we try our best to get them all in. But we appreciate, Dolan, your support as well, but I decide how many questions can be asked. So
Yeah, and don't mess with Mel. You have to deal with me.
she wants to know, and this is a good question because we all went out the other night and we were trying to find a restaurant that had gluten free. How is it dealing with being gluten free?
It sucks, and it sucks more because I was not gluten-free forever, so I know how good everything is. I really miss beer and miss IPAs and stouts. I've had a gluten-free one, and after having just seltzers forever,
Yeah.
I was so full after one. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna waddle out of here. I felt so full. I was like, I cannot have two.
Yeah.
But yeah, it sucks. I've tried to find a lot of decent places for gluten-free. It's getting better. 10 years ago would have sucked more. But yeah, I make a lot of my own stuff. I bring a lot of my own food places. Eating out is really like a nightmare for me.
Yeah. I was surprised because Applebee's doesn't have gluten-free options.
Just like probably your basic salad or protein.
Okay.
Applebee's all fake food anyways. You shouldn't eat there.
Well, I mean, where did we end up going? That season tickets place, and we love it. We always support them, but I was like, what's the difference between them and an Applebee's?
I don't know. They had good steak cheese fries, so.
And they were gluten-free?
They are.
Okay.
They're potatoes, Dan.
Okay. Well, I know nothing about. I don't even know what gluten is. It's a wheat thing?
It's processed wheat.
Okay.
Yeah, so like before when it's just oats, it's fine. But once it's processed, it creates gluten, and that's what I'm allergic to.
Okay. All right. The more you know. Now, get asked, Mel also wants to know, will you marry her? Or she said, will you marry me?
With the proper proposal, maybe.
Yeah, she was just ripping off questions here. And she wants to know, how'd you become such a wonderful human being?
I don't know. That's life, I guess. But thank you.
She's giving you your roses here,
I
basically.
know. Yeah, she's getting prepared for this proposal.
Yeah. Now, and I actually, this is a really good question, and I want to know the answer to this. She wants to know, when and how did you start playing softball?
I started playing, I probably was like 7 at West Deb.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yep. That used to be a softball field.
So that was probably, but they were playing softball, not baseball there?
No, softball only.
Okay.
It was West Junior Deb.
Nice.
So as the smaller kids started on that small field,
Yeah.
and then you went to the back field, and then majors was on the front.
Okay. All right. Well, I got to ask this though, because so that's probably again, most of us started playing some version of this game in our childhood. How do you start with slow pitch adult softball?
I didn't. It was slow pitch.
Oh, it was. It's 7.
Yeah. No, all of it, even to the majors. Like
Wait,
there was another league in Manchester that did either modified or fast pitch.
Wait,
But this one was only slow.
So the whole, did you play until high school?
No.
Okay.
Probably like 11.
Oh, okay. So that makes sense. Well, then how did you start playing like adult softball?
So friends from school that I grew up with, so they contacted me, and it was the same league that like Bemis and Adam were in, and it's just a bunch of people I knew from first grade. Basically, it was fun.
Okay,
Yeah.
so was that MSS or Pinnacle, or it was a Manchester league?
It's one that's now dissolved. It was, I think, adult something. I mean, they're all adult something, but I don't remember.
Okay, what year? Do you know what the year was? Maybe.
It would have been 2016, 17. So we started there, and then they started redoing the field for Trinity, and from there we went to the field that's between Silly Road and South Willow. I don't know what that one's called. It's a small field.
I'm trying to think here, because I'm not a Manchester person.
Yeah. But anyways, we got kicked out of the good field, basically. But Murphy's was across on the other field. I remember that.
Okay.
So that would have been the old MSS.
Is that, so were those, did you know Bemis and Adam before softball? Or?
Bemis was on my school bus in elementary school.
Oh,
Him and his
okay.
brother always getting in trouble.
Yeah.
All the time.
Was he a Bills fan even then?
I don't know. He was just a troublemaker.
Was he
Still
really?
is.
Bemis, come on. All right, from Travis Luis. This is a sensitive topic for me personally, but he wants to know how did it feel to single-handedly take down Team Myers in Game 2 of the Fall Classic?
Ooh.
Because you were on fire that game. I think you got
Thanks,
player
Dan.
of the game.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. I was so honored. How did it feel? It felt like victory and like picking a hand.
We picked our hand, I guess, because we got that was tough. I want to say, and Jen will dispute this, but it's true. I gave her the first pick in every round. I didn't think it would lead to us getting swept. I also want to say some of my higher draft picks never showed up, and that has happened to Jen before. Michael Schultz, I'm looking right at you on this one. You're my number 1 pick, and I got you for 1 game. So, but how did it feel to win the Fall Classic?
It felt like being a unicorn on a rainbow. I don't know. It was great.
Now, I got to ask this. Melissa Abel, who used to have another last name, and I went to high school with her, and I've known Melissa over 20 years. Why I can't think of what her last name used to be is
Can't think of it either.
Melissa. Melissa, we appreciate the question. I cannot think what your last name used to be.
But congratulations on your marriage.
Yes, that is going to bother me because I've known her for such a long time.
Yeah, me too. I'm making me mad right now.
All right, she can correct us in the comments at some point. She goes, she's such a sweet lady. I miss you. A sweet girl. I'm sorry. I miss you, lady. How do you know her?
Okay, so this is going to sound super creepy and weird.
Yeah.
So also part of my weight loss journey is when my son, I never had used like a stroller carriage. I had him on a backpack. It's called a Tula.
Okay.
And so this thing is like cultish. So you like buy one and then you want to buy them all because they have all these great colors and textures and stuff. And so I was wearing my kid and she was wearing her kid. And we're like, oh, you have a Tula? And then we became friends. We took a picture and then we hung out and then our kids are friends. And
oh, that's super
she
cool.
lives across the street from my aunt and their friends.
Okay.
And it's weird, but yeah.
Oh, that's right. I was just like, did they work together or what it was?
We just met at Target.
Okay,
Target,
really?
Yep.
Such a small world. It is going to bug me. Like, my brain is hurting that I can't think of
I
this.
know.
I've known Melissa since I was a sophomore in high school, and I'm blanking what her original last name is.
Yeah.
I'm getting old. This is
Same.
what's happening.
It's a dementia.
Yeah, it's hitting me. I'm not even 40 yet. You know. I do want to get into some top fives here. Very curious about some of your takes on these. And a lot of times in top fives, we're trying to throw some stuff out there that people may want to watch or what they might not be into. But I want to ask this: with the players that you play, who are the top five women's players in your opinion? And I'm not asking you across the state or anything like that, but in the leagues that you play in.
In the leagues that I play in, okay. Yeah, this is a weird question. I don't know.
It's a tough one.
It is, and I don't want to forget anyone. I just love all the girls.
We asked the tough questions here at Ledford and Ray. Would you put Mel in there?
Yes, I would. I would put Mel there. I would put Jen there. I like playing with Faith. She's really good. Kristen. That's 4. Steph Hart.
We'll get her.
Number 1.
Best bookkeeper there is. We gotta get her to. We gotta work with Steph. I know she can hit. I think it gets in her head when she gets up there.
Yeah. I like playing with Amy Tremblay.
Okay.
I like playing with Brandy at pickup, and her middle name's great.
Oh, both. Is that
Jeans.
Jean? Yeah. I thought that was your last name for so long.
It is not.
I was like, oh, that's an interesting last name, Jean. Oh, Brandy has the same last name. Oh, wait, no, they're both. I was going to make a point on this. Oh, Melissa last night, pretty strong at second base. She had some big plays.
She killed it.
That first game that we played, I was like, I don't know who's going to win this game. No one can score runs. What was it, 3-2?
No one can get past Melissa.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Yeah, no.
No, it was crazy. So we did that. I go, okay, now the bats are they had to have come alive. It couldn't get any worse, All right, now I want to ask this. We just had we've been playing pickup for the last month or so. Who, in your opinion, were the top 5 pickup players that you saw?
Well, I'm real bad with names.
Okay.
I haven't been there that long. So, I'm not good with names.
Okay.
I remember Mason. He's really good.
Mason got the MVP,
Yeah.
of the Fall Classic.
Mason's good. Yeah, I'm not good with names. I like Kyle's pitching when he comes.
He is a good pitcher.
Adam Smart.
Yeah.
Love Adam. I think I'm going to end the list there because that's...
Oh, you can really think of...
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think there was an MVP? We didn't do a women's MVP because you usually do 2. This year we just did 1 overall MVP. Do you think there was any female player that stood out in your head? You can't say yourself.
I wouldn't say myself,
okay.
but I was only there for a couple games though.
Okay. Because I'm not even trying to think who stood out off the top of my head here, or who had a really strong game. The year before, it was very M clearly was the MVP. Oh no, M was the first MVP we had, and then the next year Natasha was the clear favorite. And this year I think I rushed things, so I was like, all right, we'll just do 1 MVP and whatever. But
Allie's been doing really good.
Allie, yeah, and I think it's great seeing her get back into it because Savage said she hadn't played in a while, and she's there. She's always there, which is great to see. All right, want to talk about this? You grew up in my era. We're kids of the 90s, but who are your top 5 musical artists all time?
That's tough. I couldn't even write down 5 because...
Really?
Yeah, I'm all over the place.
Top 5s, this has been a hard segment of the show.
I had just 2, top 2.
Okay.
And yeah, this was going to age us. Incubus.
I love
and
Incubus.
Linkin Park.
Okay.
Yeah.
Top 2. There's no other bands that you're I will put on this album and,
No.
Really?
Yeah, maybe Weezer.
Okay. Buddy Holly. I did like Incubus I really did like them. Stellar is probably one of my all-time favorite songs.
Maybe some MCR.
Okay. Last night we also had on Fuel. Why am I blanking on the name of the song? It's one of my favorite songs ever. But anyways,
Clearly.
Yeah, I can't even think of it. Anyways, that's another thing for there. But top 5 favorite movies.
Oh, I wrote these down. So I love Willy Wonka, the original.
Okay.
This one I'm gonna sound treaty. I like Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia. Okay.
I like Grease.
Like this.
Forrest Gump's a good one. And I watch like Deadpool, both of them over and over. I can't wait for 3.
Is they're doing a third one of that?
They're making it right now.
That's Ryan Reynolds, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna admit this. Never seen them, and I heard like they're like no, they're really good. And I like Ryan Reynolds.
They're funny.
I do like Grease. Very sad that Olivia Newton-John passed
Mm-hmm.
away. Very recently, actually.
Yes.
But the songs in that movie are like, and I'm not a musical guy, but for whatever reason, Grease is one that I'm like, I like every song in this thing, you know.
I watched that over and over and over when I was a kid.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah. You big Travolta fan? Is that your only movie you like him, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I gotta ask this: your top 5 TV shows that you know.
Oh, did I finish that one? I didn't. Ooh. SNL's on that one, on that list.
Okay.
Probably Grey's Anatomy.
Is that still going?
Yeah.
Interesting topic here. Back in the day, in college, I had a girlfriend. Believe it or not. And she loved Grey's Anatomy, right? And you know, we broke up, and I didn't watch Grey's Anatomy since then. I kid you not, 10 years later, I'm dating somebody else. There was girlfriends in between, just so we're clear. But anyways, she was into Grey's Anatomy, and I actually saw the episode and I was like, man, how are some of these characters still in it? But I did see in 2015 that McDreamy gets killed. Mm-hmm. I was like, wow. But there was a 10-year span that I hadn't seen the show at all. You know.
A lot happened, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it's that's almost like, okay, Grey's Anatomy is like the professional wrestling of TV shows because it just keeps going. It never stops.
Right.
You know, and I'm assuming they're renewed for some more seasons, or.
I don't know. I really haven't kept up with it in a couple of years. I barely have time to do anything.
All right. What other shows do you have on there?
So this is gonna sound really weird, but there's a show called Married at First Sight. Have you seen that?
It's not the one where it's like they gotta like it's not to stay in the country, right?
No. So they have experts set them up. So they interview a ton of people, have them do questionnaires, all this stuff, and they have experts match them, and then they just meet each other at the altar and get married. And then after 12 weeks, they decide if they want to stay married or not. Some of them don't last the 12 weeks.
Okay, because say you have similar interests, right? You still you still have to be attracted to the person, right?
Right.
Like that's like a big piece of it. Mm-hmm. So does that happen a lot where they're like, that's just the hair's not the way I want it.
Yeah, this guy thought the girl wore too much makeup and she got all offended.
Oh God.
They didn't last, but that show's been on forever and I've seen every season. There's like people that have had families now and.
Oh really? So it can work.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would never do it, but.
No, I wouldn't know what to do. Like but that's a tricky thing because you could be very compatible with somebody and not, and there's nothing that doesn't make the person ugly or anything. It's just like different strokes for different folks,
Good on paper.
Yeah. So, what are some other ones that?
I like The Office. I could watch that a lot.
My second favorite all time show.
Office. What was the other one I've been watching? Rewatch stuff all the time. I don't know. Let's move on.
I'll host the show. Thank you, Hannah.
Sorry.
All right.
I thought I was the guest.
Do you like Sopranos at all?
No.
No. Okay. I just had to ask that. Seinfeld?
No.
Okay, because I've been rewatching that a lot, but. All right. No, that's a good list. I learned some shows here. I might have to check out that one. But let's get into blank versus blank. It's my favorite segment of the show.
All right.
I'm going to give you 2 things. You got to pick one. You got to tell me why.
Okay.
Now, again, we're both children of the 90s. I'm a big R&B guy. Who would you rather listen to, Keith Sweat or Usher?
Usher.
Okay.
You have a couple years on me. It's gonna show.
That could be it. You probably,
That is it.
Usher's probably my all-time favorite R&B person, but Keith Sweat, he had a
Not
few
Bobby
hits.
Brown?
No, I love Bobby Brown, as you probably saw in my video.
I did.
But, would you rather drink coffee or tea?
Coffee. I love caffeine.
Okay. Do you have a favorite coffee? Is it, French vanilla, Irish cream, regular?
I like vanilla, yeah.
Okay. Now, do you have a coffee every day?
No,
Okay.
I do drink a bang every day.
Okay.
Sometimes follow with a coffee later. I don't know. Try not to.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel like I'm dying all the time.
Yeah. It does speed up your heart quite a bit.
Yes.
Okay, so we played on turf last night, played on some regular fields. Would you rather play on turf or a regular softball field?
I'm going to say regular. Turf is a little bouncy.
Yeah, like where we played, like you got to use the certain balls. That could just be dangerous actually. So, would you rather have steak or chicken?
Steak.
Because, okay, so one's a little more healthier. So would a steak be more of a treat? In a way? Okay, yeah.
Red-blooded American. The red meat.
All right, got to ask you this one. I love this question because, again, these are two artists that I really like. Would you rather listen to Prince or Michael Jackson?
Michael Jackson. Yeah.
He definitely had more of the hits. Prince is probably one of the more best musicians of all time, but
Yeah, I think he's more creative than Michael. He's just a family band man.
yeah.
Yeah.
But Michael wrote, I give Michael Jackson a lot of credit. If you look at a lot of his albums, he wrote those songs.
Right.
Which you look at a lot of people today, it's I remember being so disappointed when I'd open up a rap album and there'd be all these other people getting credit for the song, and I'd be like, okay, so you had one job, to be a rapper. You had to have 7 other people help you write it.
Right.
So, all right, got to ask. A lot of controversy with the New England Patriots right now with the quarterbacks. It looks like Mac is going to be the quarterback. Would you rather have a starter of Bailey Zappi or Mac Jones?
I don't speak this language, Dan. Sorry.
You got to pick one. You could go by which name you like better.
Zappy. It sounds like a dog's name.
Okay. Do you watch football? Dabble with it at all, or?
Sometimes I will watch it with Justin, but I fall asleep like a nap. It's on and on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Justin's a Jets guy too.
I don't really know what's going on.
So, all right, fair enough. We've been asking that question a lot. So,
Okay.
do you prefer running more or walking?
Oh man, running is torture. That is like pain in its purest form. Oh, I hate it. So walking. I run to push myself, yes, but I favor walking. I take a lot of walks.
No, I like walking better. Have you ever been into hiking at all? Okay.
I like hiking.
Hiking's a lot of fun. I got to get back more into it. It's been years, but would you rather play pickup or just play in a regular league?
That's tough.
I know they're two very different things.
They are. I'm so much more comfortable at pickup. You'll notice that. I feel like I play better there because I just love everyone. It's softball family there.
Yeah.
So yeah, pickup for sure.
Okay. All right, toughest one in blank versus blank. We're going to put 2 Amatos against each other.
Again?
Yes. Would you rather pick Mel Amato or Anthony Amato?
Mel? What is that
that
even
easy
a question? You should come up with a better one than that.
Oh, poor Anthony. That's a
Sorry,
tough one.
Aunt.
He'll eventually win that debate at some point.
You're asking the wrong people. It's the wrong audience, Dan.
But yeah, no. Well, Hannah, I really appreciate coming on the show. This has been a blast. We'll have to do it again sometime.
Yes, sir.
But,
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, this was a lot of fun, and hope everybody enjoys the show. But everybody out there, keep your heads up. Have a wonderful week. And until next time, let freedom ring.
Happy Veterans Day.